Hey everybody, I'm ZombieJohnny, and today we're taking a look at a manga that pisses me off. This is Downfall. So before I start, this is going to be an entire cover-to-cover review, so we're covering the whole story. Spoilers ahead. Downfall was written and illustrated by Inio Asano, born September 22nd, 1980 in Ishioka, Japan. Asano has a fairly large bibliography consisting of mostly character-driven slice-of-lifestyle stories. Downfall was originally released in 2017 and was published by Viz Media in North America. The story of Downfall opens with a man explaining how he gets nervous around cat-eyed women. In his previous experience, a cat-eyed woman had broken his heart. Now, he is leery of them. As it turns out, the man is a mangaka. The scene shifts to the man standing at a bookstore looking at manga. Then he returns home to his wife, who is just leaving for a meeting with another mangaka. The man's wife wonders why he is heading back to work since his own series had just wrapped as well. In his office, his assistants enter with an excited and upbeat attitude, ready to start the next manga series. The man, named Fukuzawa, sits in silence. The evening comes around and Fukuzawa shares some words at his wrap-up party, saying that he hopes to make interesting manga that will engage his readers from now on and into the future. After the party, Fukuzawa and his assistant catch a cab while Fukuzawa drones on about the culture of manga around sales and businessmen. He does ask his assistant how her manga competition entry has gone, and she states that she is in the final round. He congratulates her, they say their parting words, and she leaves the cab. Just then, Fukuzawa's wife sends him a text saying that her friend is drunk and is over and he needs to kill some time before he comes home. He sits in a cafe listening to a young mangaka getting belittled by a publisher. Then he makes his way to a brothel, proceeds to cheat on his wife, and complain to the woman of the night that he hates manga. Fukuzawa attends a friend's wedding, and he's miserable. Then he heads back home, and he's miserable. He talks with his wife, and he's miserable. She has a very busy schedule coming up, and they discuss the manga that she is promoting. He says he feels like these manga are stupid. His wife then explains that the artist she is working for was heavily influenced by his work. So he says that my manga must be stupid too, I guess. She tries to defend her statement and backpedal, but he cuts her off and says he doesn't want to be married anymore. Things happen very fast from here on out. Fukuzawa leaves his wife, falls into a deep depression, starts sleeping at his manga office, temporarily closes his manga office, and lets his assistants know that they will need to find work elsewhere. Then he heads back to the brothel he frequents, only to meet a cat-eyed woman named Chifuyu. Things kind of snowball from here. Fukuzawa and Chifuyu go on a trip together, and he is very obviously falling hard for her. They have lots of sex, and he envisions them as a happy family with a child while on the trip. Fukuzawa returns home and permanently closes his manga office. He talks about how depressed he is from being alone all the time. Oh right, Chifuyu has left being a prostitute and he can't pay for her affection anymore. So, that adds to his depression, but it gets worse. This is the start of a very dark downward spiral. One day while at home, his old assistant shows up to show him her manga pages that she has been working on. He's very impressed with her work. She wants to continue on in this pursuit. She begs him not to ask her back to work when he finally feels better and not to drag her down with him in his miserable pit of sorrow. She then tells him, "Unlike you, I actually like manga." He loses it.
I said pardon?
And shouts and screams at her. Then, while she's leaving, he hurls a box at the door. Moments after, he hears someone at the mailbox. Figuring it was his old assistant, he rips the door open and starts screaming, only to find his ex-wife standing in front of him. She has come over to collect any mail that has come for her. He invites her in because it starts to rain. They get into conversation about trying to patch things up, and then they both explode. And then yeah. Anyway, they end up spending some time together and things fall apart again. His ex-wife friend dies of cancer, and then immediately after, he officially files the divorce papers. Kick her while she's down. After all of this, he finally makes his way back to his old office and starts working on a new manga. There is a flashback scene of Fukuzawa and his old cat-eyed girlfriend in which she calls him a monster. Flash forward to present day, and Fukuzawa is doing a big meet and greet signing at a bookstore with his adoring fans waiting to meet him. He has one girl approach and tell him that he is a god and she idolizes him. He simply replies with tears in his eyes, "You don't understand anything." The end. The moral of this story is that once upon a time, a cat-eyed woman jaded him and he became the horrible, miserable person that he is. Yeah, sure, there are some life lessons and morals involved, but here's why this manga pisses me off. Fukuzawa is such a miserable, unlikable asshole. Maybe you're supposed to feel bad for him. I sure as hell did not. Why? Because he makes horrible, poor decisions. He is an unbelievable, narcissistic asshole. Everyone around him supports him and they believe in him, and all he can do is talk about and think about how his sales are doing and how nobody understands him and how much he hates manga. By the end of the series, he has pushed everyone away around him because he is so unbearable. Even at the end of the series where you think maybe this asshole will redeem himself, he doesn't. He has fans idolizing him and he brushes them off with his shitty attitude. For some reason in the back of my mind, I thought for sure this was an autobiographical story. I guess apparently it's semi-autobiographical. What parts of his life were taken as influence on the story, I'm not 100% sure, but this might have lowered my opinion on Asano. I would guess that the influence came from dealing with the struggles of being a mangaka and not the struggles of being an absolute piece of shit human being. I don't know. I'm still mad, but let's move on to the artwork. One thing about Asano is that, yeah, he is a fantastic artist. This manga has some amazing artwork all around. The inking has this gritty feel to it, whereas his other work that I had reviewed, Solanin, is pretty clean in comparison. Added to the grit is his gray tones as well. This manga has a real aesthetic to it. It's also nice to see that, though yes, this is the same artist, Asano kind of changed up his style a little bit. You can instantly tell that this is Asano's work, but it has a different feel to it, and I enjoy that. I have also always really enjoyed his background work. You can tell that a lot of it is photographs that have been replicated, but there is something that I just really enjoy about it. The presentation of this manga is the Viz Signature series, so it is printed in a larger format and has a cover with what I did not know were called French flaps. So not super nice like a hardcover, but still a higher quality. I truly enjoy Asano's work. I didn't know what I was expecting with this story. It's something though. Someone else might have a different view on this story. They might have a different interpretation of the events that take place. I know what I read, and I just don't like it. On one hand, it is only one volume, and I'm pretty sure I got it on sale, so it only sent me back around $20 Canadian, so not a huge investment. I read it in an afternoon and put it on the shelf where it will hardly ever be opened again. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'd really like people to tell me their opinions on this manga. If you've read this manga, please let me know what you actually think of it. Maybe my opinions are a little bit off, but I just truly feel like this manga, it just makes me mad. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, and safe. I'm ZombieJohnny. Peace.